There's a time-traveling city in Greece known by the ancients, according to scientist Eleni Diou claims. The time portals, or space-time portals, as their name suggests, gates that unite the three streams of time, the present with the past and the future. It has been argued by researchers that they exist in many parts of our planet, where magnetic forces are mainly concentrated, and because of this strong geomagnetic fields are formed, which are due to endogenous causes as well as cosmic radiation. So they found, with the use of special instruments, that at these points there is a large electromagnetism as a result of which strong fields are formed that curve space and time, and thus we can communicate with another dimension. Now, before I go on with this, I want to tell you that in ancient Greece, they used to build ancient temples to the ancient gods in the ley lines of the earth. So obviously they knew about the geomagnetic and electromagnetism of the earth to build temples at these ley lines. And what happened is that a lot of these temples were destroyed and churches built over them. I've been to one of these ancient monasteries, 1,000 years old, in north of Athens, Greece, Osios Lukas. And when I was trying to take pictures and videos of the area there, my camera wouldn't work. And I had read about this. You know, telephones don't work, the cameras don't work. Something about the electromagnetism in that area was keeping our cell phones and cameras from working. This isn't that strange? I mean, you have to live this to figure out what was going on. Now, going back to this, the portals of ancient Greece, Eleni Zografidou Dadou says, our country is riddled with time gaps, time portals. All oracles and shrines, meaning the ancient temples, are built on time gates, space-time portals. It's well known that what Aristotle had said in his Politics, that oracles and sanctuaries should be built not by chance, but by law and distributed symmetrically. Of course, time portals don't always open. They only open during equinoxes and solstices. I guess that's why the ancients, even for example in Stonehenge and even in ancient North America, they had artifacts built, constructions built, pointing to equinoxes and solstices. It had to do something about space-time rifts. So, of course, time gates don't always open. They open only during equinoxes and solstices. Then there is a greater secretion of energy in these parts, she claims. And for this, the gates are opened. For example, don't they say that at Christmas and goblins come out, and when the lights arrive, they disappear? So this also has to do with the winter solstice where the gates open, she says. There's a time portal, she says, in the area of Ythio in the Peloponnese of Greece. Eleni Zografidou Dadou says, I have found myself in a time portal in our country, meaning Greece, and perhaps this also was the trigger to start writing my books. Specifically, I was in Ythio, and we were looking at the island of Kranai. The island of Kranai is located on the eastern side of Ythio and is connected to it by a strip of land. According to tradition, Paris and the beautiful Helen of Troy had taken refuge there the night before the trip to Troy. I didn't even know that. On the islet of the Genetaiki Tower, which houses the historical National Museum of Mani, the chapel of St. Peter, and the lighthouse. And she says, as we were looking, it was night. It was around June 23rd. From what I remember, we suddenly saw a being low down where it was completely dark. Being, how else can one say it? As it moved, but it was not human. It did not look like a human. It was bright and had spikes like a sea urchin, like a star between a star and a sea urchin, but it was very bright and moving, and suddenly it disappeared behind a bush on the beach. I was looking at my aunt and she was looking at me, and we were saying, what are we looking at? What are we seeing? It was something awesome, she says. And after years of research, I found that in Hellenic ancient times, they represented the Apollonian souls exactly with the shape I had seen. Since the Apollonian souls were represented with this shape in ancient times, and I was lucky enough to meet one, I see one, I believe that there on the island of Karnai, there is a time portal through which I believe an Apollonian soul entered. Isn't that amazing? So I guess that's why all these ancient temples, not only in ancient Greece, but we have them in all over Europe and even in North America, had to do with the equinoxes and solstices, and of course in ancient Egypt, and had to do with beings entering our plane and us going through these time-space portals into other planes. This I didn't even know about, but I did have the experience of my cell phone not working, my camera not working in an area where one of these ancient temples was, over which was destroyed, and the stones, by the way, they were megalithic stones. They were used for the foundations of the church, and then as the church was being built up, they used smaller stones and even bricks to complete the church, which was built, over 1,000 years ago. So something very strange about this. The ancients obviously had knowledge of ancient technology, metaphysics, and quantum theories that we are just now finding out about. So there's a lot still to learn about what was going on, and if they knew about these space-time and time-traveling portals, did they use them? Obviously, from the Emerald Tablets, I have a playlist for you to listen to, written by Thoth the Atlantean, or Hermes Trismegistus, Hermes being, of course, an ancient Greek god. They had not only interstellar travel, but they also had interdimensional travel. This is probably what he means by this. They knew how to use the electromagnetic ley lines of the Earth and go back and forth in time. If that's, that's mind-boggling. But this is very interesting. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Thank you. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.